Okay, I'll call the Board of Adjustment to order.
The first matter before you tonight is a petition for a variance from Dean and Diane Montgomery. Basically what we have here is an older home that's been replaced once, but on the same footprint for potentially a good part of a century. The issue was created when the previous owner split off the existing approximately 1 acre parcel that they currently own, and they drew the lines 8 feet away from some of the outbuildings. Being an ag district, it's a 50-foot setback requirement for those. They're seeking variances for several outbuildings as well as a variance off the county highway there of 100 feet. They're a little closer than that. That may be allowable as a non-conforming use, but because we're here anyway, we may as well take care of it if you see fit to issue a variance for that. The site would also require a conditional use permit if some of the proposed amendments don't go through. If they do go through, they would be a prime example of where we could apply those changes and they wouldn't have to do that. This split occurred in 1987, but it remained under the same ownership, which is why it didn't require a variance. We don't require people to set back from property lines that they own the adjacent property. When the Montgomerys purchased the site in '93, then they don't own the adjacent property. The setbacks come into play. The town board was notified, as well as the 10 closest neighbors. No comments were received. This site is located along County 26 in Mud Creek, and as I said, it's on the location of the original home farm for this. I think it was initially an 80-acre parcel, and all of the structures that we're requesting variances for, they're all existing. It's the home and 2 outbuildings. Ask the petitioners if they have anything to add.
Anything bad?
If you were going to put that addition onto the garage?
Can you use the microphone as best as you can?
Sorry. We were planning and hoping to put that 12 by 18 foot addition onto the north side of the garage. So we wouldn't be going any closer to any of the lot lines.
Correct, yeah, the process started when they requested a zoning permit to build a shop. The shop is part of it's an addition off a non-conforming building, which is why we're here today. If this variance is granted, then you would apply for that permits. Once the variance is placed, I would see no reason why we wouldn't be able to issue that.
Anybody else here have any questions or anything?
So on your packets, I prepared some analysis that we might look through to find findings here. The variance standards, is there substantial variation in relation to the requirement? So it is a rather large reduction to the setback that they're asking for, but it's not completely unique for the area. It's very close to the town or the village of Muddy Creek, where there's residentially zoned properties with a lot of similar setbacks. And there are similar homes and ag districts in the area that have not quite as extreme of a setback encroachment, but a substantial, more than 50%. Will the variance have a negative effect on governmental services? My analysis here is that it's been like that with them occupying it since 1993, so it wouldn't change anything. Will it affect a substantial change in the character of the neighborhood? Will there be a substantial detriment to neighboring properties? Again, the amount of time that's passed with this current situation present would have highlighted those if there were to be something there. And can it be alleviated alleviated by a feasible method other than a variance. Again, we're talking about existing structures. The only other option in this case would be acquiring more property, which is not the most feasible option for the petitioners. How did it occur? Did they create it? No, the prior owner created it when he split the property off for his own purposes. And in light of the above factors, will allow the variance serve the interests of justice. My analysis is yes, they've owned this for 23 years, and they're simply seeking to bring the property into compliance with the zoning ordinance, which is an activity the county ought to encourage. If you choose to adopt those, I would recommend its support.
All right. Any more discussion on this matter?
Seems pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
All right, entertain a motion to either deny this or pass this variance.
I'll make a motion to grant the variance.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion by Tim, second by Larry. Any more discussion?
Just to clarify, we're talking about the multiple variances here. We're talking about one from the property line and one from the road.
Okay. Everything okay there?
Yep.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to get hearing granted. Thank you. Oh, can I get a motion to approve our last meeting's minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve last meeting's minutes.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second to approve the last minutes from the last meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, I guess we're gonna do it, huh?
Yep.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.